I'm a very humble person that was raised by my parents and my grandparents who were immigrants, and I'm actually a firstborn generation in this country. They valued hard work, ethics, and they wanted to also make sure that they emphasized education. In fact, I guess the story that capsulizes it the best was my grandfather used to work at the Rouge Complex. He was very active in the UAW. And one day he came home, and at that time his hands were discolored from working in the factory. And I was jumping around, and I said, you know, Grandpa, when I grow up, I want to do what you do. And he became very serious, and he said, you know what, there's absolutely nothing wrong with what I do. And it helps our family in terms of the house payment and our food and everything else. But he said, my hands are this color so that yours don't have to be. He says, I want you to go to college and I want you to get an education. That's one of the reasons why I came to this country was for those type of opportunities. I've been in public office now for over 32 years. And the media and some of my critics as well as opponents may have said things that you may think that people may take as gospel. Well, being in office for 32 years, you got to make a lot of tough decisions, and every decision I've made has always been for the best interest of the taxpayer and to make sure that we're not only efficient but trying to save the money at the same time. Have I had betrayal? Of course, but everybody who goes through life has had some kind of betrayal. It can be a friend, it can be a colleague, or it even could be a spouse. The key to that is that how do you react to it? And that's what I've done in terms of reacting to anybody that has done anything wrong. I've gone ahead and have put in Jeff Collins, who is a former U.S. attorney, as my number 2 person. I have strengthened the ethical ordinances as well as put together an ethics panel that reviews any type of situation that might come up. Nobody's perfect, but at the same time, you learn from what has happened to you and you move on and you make it even stronger. You know, I was raised by my parents and my grandparents to be a fighter and not a quitter. The easiest thing for me to have done was to quit and to give up on things when the things really got tough. I've been in office over 32 years and I'm not going to do that. I fought, first of all, for the taxpayers of Wayne County. I was not going to let the state take over Wayne County. I fought and made sure that we had a plan that even the governor had to approve, as well as the Board of Commissioners. And in fighting for that, I made sure that I even took a pay cut myself for the past 5 years. I have not received a pension for 32 years of service in Wayne County, nor will I receive one in the future. And if you look at it, I live a pretty simple life. I have a 3-bedroom house that isn't that big, and in fact, I got it from my grandparents. But I've continued to fight for taxpayers and for the citizens of Wayne County. I fought against right to work being adopted for the state of Michigan. I fought for jobs for Cobo Hall. Everybody thought that the auto show was going to go to Chicago, that we would not be able to remodel Cobo Hall, that it even could go to Novi. But I fought for it, and today Cobo Hall is beautiful, remodeled, and the auto show has stayed here. I fought for DMC and their jobs. At that point, now Mayor Duggan, at that time was the CEO, came to us and said, you know what, without the Renaissance designation by Wayne County, we will lose DMC because those Vanguard would not buy that facility. We fought, we got that passed, and got that, we saved those jobs, thousands of jobs, especially for Detroiters. I have consistently made jobs my number 1 priority that I was going to fight for the citizens of Wayne County. If it wasn't for Wayne County and for our tax incentives, I made sure that those incentives were available for the Wayne Assembly plant. That's why they brought 1,000 jobs from Mexico up to that plant. I fought for the designation of the tax credits for the Flat Rock plant. The Volt today is built at the Poletown plant because we have fought for those shifts, and Wayne County was part of that. The Magna plant in Highland Park was because of the efforts of Wayne County to bring that plant over here. Jobs, job creation, to me, is the best thing that we can do for our citizens and the biggest opportunities for them. I want to make sure I'm going to continue on with accountability and transparency for the people of Wayne County. But I also am going to carry on the great legacy of my father and my grandfather. They had that ultimate humility that gave up nearly everything for the next generation. I want to make sure that not only the people that are here today, but their children and grandchildren have an environment where they're going to have jobs, they're going to have opportunities, and they're not going to have to get on a plane to see their children or grandchildren. That's the opportunity for Wayne County. That's going to be the future, and that's what I'm going to continue to fight for. Now's the time to come out, especially if you're worried about your future of you, not only yourself, but your children, the Democratic Party, and making a difference so that we can fight and say we control our own destiny here in Wayne County. I need your help. Come out and vote on August the 5th.